Hello everyone, and welcome to my build video for my build, The Last Dragonborn. In this video, I'll be running through some combat tips, tricks, and strategies, as well as some features of the build. I'll be taking on the cave, Tolvold's Cave, first. So overall, this build is basically a warrior with alchemy on the side, as well as a rather reasonable 60% shout cooldown. You may see a few creatures in this video you aren't familiar with, as I am using a couple of mods. I'm currently running the game on Master difficulty and will be throughout the video. So here I met with a small family of bears, so I'm gonna go try and line up to hit as many as I can with the Marked for Death shout, which will slowly damage them over time and reduce their armor rating significantly. So I managed to hit one of the cubs and the big bear, so by the time I get around to fighting the big one, I'll be able to do significantly more damage. Marked for Death is an extraordinarily overpowered shout in my opinion, with its huge boost to physical damage after just a few seconds, and low cooldown. So here I'm ambushed by a small group of Falmer, and get taken down to pretty low health. So I'm gonna buff up myself with a regenerate health and stamina potions, as well as a fortify health and stamina potion. I'll give myself some space and pull out the ebony blade, which will help me regenerate most of my health with its absorb effect. The sweep perk will allow me to hit all of them at the same time, giving me a pretty hefty boost to my health. Now at this stage, the battle's starting to turn against me, so I'm going to use the Call of Valor shout to summon Feldir the Old. Feldir will tank some of the bad guys for me, dish out quite a bit of damage, especially with his Frost Breath shout. He has the dragon version of Frost Breath, which has an extremely short cooldown and does pretty good damage. One thing to note is that the guys summoned by Call of Valor count as protected, so they'll fall down and get back up like followers instead of just dying immediately when on low health. Now, something I wanted to mention here that I don't think many people at all know about is that the Elemental Fury shout at all levels enchants your weapon to deal 10 more damage on each strike, as well as the huge attack speed boost, which lets you take down guys extremely quickly. Here I'm going to down a Fortify one-handed potion to boost my damage for this encounter. which lets me take down this Shadow Master pretty quickly, and now I've got time to a whirlwind sprint across to take out this pesky archer. There's still a lot of guys down bottom, so I'll jump back down there. Now that I've taken a bit of damage, unfortunately I do have to switch to the Ebony Blade and lose the benefit of the rest of that Fortify one-handed potion. Become Ethereal lets me avoid a bit of damage while I close in, and now I can use Animal Allegiance to turn these Frostbite spiders against their Falmer masters. Now here I come up against a Falmer Shadow Prowler, which puts up quite a fight. So after I get this guy down to low health, I'm going to use the Soul Tear Shout on him, which deals 300 damage to finish him off, and also raises him back up as my minion. Note that the 300 damage from Soul Tear isn't affected by armor or magic resistance. And I'll just refresh my buff potions as well. Now that my minion's caught up with me, I'll use Become Ethereal and wait for him to finish off this Shadow Master while I regenerate a little bit of health. So now we'll take a look at the so-called Awaken mode, which is an extremely powerful feature of this build, which allows you to achieve 100% shout cooldown reduction without using any glitches. This is one of the shout combos I call Sky Blast. You use the Cyclone Shout to blast your enemy up into the air, and then Unrelenting Force to knock him away. I use Marked for Death here to significantly bring down the armor of all these enemies, which will make them much easier to kill. Remember, the longer you keep Marked for Death on an enemy, the more armor drain they'll take, and it can go into the negatives. Here I use the Storm Call Shout, which will aggro everything in the area onto me, but since I have no shout cooldown, I can keep using shouts constantly. comboing Slow Time and Elemental Fury works very well. You can swing even faster than normal, even though time's slowed down to about 10%. I use a well-timed Become Ethereal to avoid the bite of that Elder Dragon. Now I pull out the Ebony Blade to get some health back again, and notice how much damage these guys are taking from a single strike. Stormcalls managed to take care of most of the enemies for me while I battled all the little guys up here on this platform, as well as one of the dragons, and there's pretty much just this Stroga Overlord and a Frost Dragon left over. Now I tag the dragon with a weakness to poison and weakness to magic combo, which will increase the damage it takes from the lightning strikes from Stormcall. Now when he lands, I finish off the combo with weakness to magic, and bring him back down with Dragon Rend. Weakness to magic also increases the duration of the Dragon Rend shout. And I finish him off with a flurry of Elemental Fury and get the kill move on him. Now lastly, I'll show a quick battle against a legendary dragon at Elder's Blood Peak with my Blade squad of Jazago, Salan, and Durak. First, I'll keep him down with Dragon Rend for a bit while I unload a few poisons on him. So first, I use weakness to poison, and then a special damage magicka and damage magicka regeneration poison. This will stop him from using his Dragon Breath, which is pretty much his most powerful weapon. He does get me with it before I can drain all of his magicka, so I'll heal up and drink a potion. Unfortunately, I was a bit silly and accidentally drank a resistance to frost potion instead, but I shouldn't need the fire resistance anymore. Now I'll hit him with Marked for Death, so when he flies off, it'll be draining his armor the whole time, and by the time he lands again, me and my buddies should be able to deal significantly more damage to him. Now just look how much damage I'm dishing out on this dragon. Well, thanks for watching my video, everyone. If you want, once again, go check in the description to read the full build. And don't forget to like or favorite or give a comment if you have any feedback. Thanks.